Hello, folks. This is Andy Korodeski, and this is our presentation for the May Cellarmasters meeting. What we're going to talk about today is May and April vineyard duties and why we're doing them, which is mainly based around shoot positioning. So let's just jump right into it. All right. So generally in April and May, mostly what we're doing is shoot positioning, and people say, what is shoot positioning and why do we need to do it? Well, everything in vineyard management is about balance, about vine balance. And so what we do when we shoot position is attempt to balance the number of shoots per the number of vines. My vineyard is generally planted to a bicordon system. So there will be 2 cordons on each side of the vine trunk, and each of those cordons is approximately 3 feet long, and each of those cordons has a spur position that are approximately 6 inches apart. So here's a spur position, and here's another, and here's another, and here's another. They're approximately 6 inches apart, and from each spur position you want to get 2 shoots, and both of those shoots generally grow up to the top, at least to the top wire, and that wire is about 3 feet above the cordon, and that 3 feet gives us approximately the number of leaves per shoot that will ripen each will ripen 2 bunches of grapes per shoot. And so in order to get to that balanced position, and why is that balanced? That's balanced because it gives, it hopefully will be the will be the amount of growth that the vine can support. It'll hopefully be the number of bunches of grapes that the vine can support. It's also a way of keeping the amount of growth under control. If there's too much growth, then you'll have a high powdery mildew pressure and high insect pressure, and potentially it's too much fruit for the you potentially could have too much fruit for the vine to ripen. And so with our plan here, again, which is a spur every 6 inches and then 2 shoots per spur, now is the time of year to make sure that you only have 2 shoots per spur. And let's take a look at this vine here. So this is a Viognier vine, and as we can see here, we have 2 nice shoots per spur. On this next spur, also 2 shoots. This next spur has more than 2 shoots. As you can see, there's a double up in here, and so this bud pushed 2 shoots, and we don't want 2 shoots, we only want 1. So we're just going to go ahead and thin out that shoot, and then we're going to look at this next position here. It's kind of a mess. We have a nice spur growing here, but we have some extraneous stuff that we don't need. We don't need this shoot that's not on the spur, and if you look behind, it might be hard to see, but if you look behind, there are several shoots growing back here that we don't need, so we're going to thin those out. And so what we're left with is a spur position with a very nice shoot growing here and kind of a lame shoot growing here, but we're just going to let it go and hope it grows well. If we moving over to the next spur position, as you can see here, again we had 2 shoots grow here, and this is a nice strong one. This one is the secondary. It's shorter, so we're just going to go ahead and get rid of it. And as you can see, there is a second shoot right in there, and hopefully that will grow well. So what we do is we go through the vineyard just doing this over and over and over again at each position. Some positions are a hot mess, like this one. Kind of hard to even tell where to get started here, but as you can see, this is small and is not going to grow, as it's behind everything, so let's get rid of it. Looks like this is a double. There's one here and one here. So let's get rid of one of them. This looks like it really isn't necessary. We have some nice ones growing up here. We have looking around the back side, I can see that we have a I see that we can have we have a shoot growing here, which may or may not be on the spur that we had planned for it to be on, but there is one on the spur. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just getting rid of this one and this one. And so now we have one spur, and it has 2 shoots on each one on it. And then over here, this is unnecessary, so we're going to get rid of it. I see an unnecessary one growing in the back of the vine over here, so I'll get rid of it. Some more unnecessary right there. And on this, so on this one, this spur, so there's my top shoot, here's my bottom shoot. This one shouldn't be there. It looks like this top shoot had a double, so we'll get rid of the smaller of the 2 doubles, and just get rid of all this. And on the back side, there's another one, and like that. So what we do is just go through the vineyard and go through every single spur position and knock off the shoots that are unnecessary. In my vineyard, I have 3 different varieties or 4 different varieties of grape. This is my Syrah, and as you can see, this what I was just showing to you was my Viognier, and it's much farther ahead than the Syrah. But the same concept, and it was a much younger vine, as you can tell as well. This is a thicker, gnarlier looking vine. And so again, what we do is we go along these vines, and they're all 6 spur positions, 6 inches apart on a 3-foot cordon, and 2 3-foot cordons per vine, approximately. Everything's sort of variable. So on let's take this one for an example. As we look at it, we see that we have the real nice shoot growing from the top, a real nice shoot growing from the bottom of the spur position that I left when I pruned a couple weeks ago, and we see we have a bunch of extraneous stuff that we don't need, so we're just getting rid of that. And so now we just have 2 shoots on that spur position. And let's go to this next